happening, guys? Welcome back for Tuesday training. Man, it is a beautiful day. I'm actually in Arizona, hanging out in Phoenix. It is gorgeous. I hear it is quite freezing with ice back in Austin, Texas right now. No thanks. I don't want any part of that. I'm hanging out in Arizona at the Thrive Conference with Josh Lustig and a whole bunch of other agents. Man, it's been a fantastic event so far. Definitely looking forward to day 2, which starts here pretty shortly. But event, and I wanted to talk about something. As a matter of fact, as we get the show opened up, and I got to tell you, we got a great guest, but I wanted to talk about something that really struck me yesterday at the event. We were talking a lot about mindset, a lot about agent development, and Josh busted out what he called the yesterday, and honestly, you guys know me. You know I love to talk about agent development, but without the 5 stages of an agent, it really struck me because, one, I saw it as an opportunity that it overgives. He talks about the very first stage of an agent in independence. That is a brand new agent, right? You're just now getting licensed. All right. I don't know what happened there, but we have some major tech problems here in Arizona, apparently, but I think we are popping now. So you may have heard some off-screen issues there. My apologies, but what we were talking about was the 5 stages of an agent that Josh Lustig brought down on us. Number 1, creating independence, and that's when you brand new, you just now get licensed, right? You're creating that independence for you. And as you start making some money, well, now you're creating income for yourself, which is always very nice. The 3rd stage, which I think is where a lot of agents find themselves, is the stage of creating abundance. And that's when now you're creating a lot of income. And the way he stated creating abundance was that's the space where you need to get to where you are doubling over your need, right? So if you need $100,000, let's say, to run your business, to live on and so forth, right? Then in the creating abundance stage, you want to get double your need. You will need to be making $200K. And that's when you are really living in it. You're starting to live in an abundant space. You're creating abundance and you're moving further through your agent development. The 4th one is when it really starts to get interesting. And that's when you have created abundance. You have quite a bit going on for yourself. And now you're looking at buying back some of your time and you're creating freedom. Maybe you're hiring in-house people to help you with some of the tasks. Maybe you're hiring VAs to help you with some of your tasks, but you're looking for a way, like, now that I've created this business and I've created abundance and I have this independence, how do I create some freedom? I love that stage. And that's the stage that I'm currently starting to experience myself. And then the final stage, this is the really big one. And this is where some people like our guest that's on today, people like my partner Joe Campett are at, and that is the creating legacy stage. That is the final stage when you're really starting to scale something. You're duplicating yourself through new agents. You're growing a new business. You're bringing on different divisions, creating abundance or creating a legacy. I thought that was an outstanding thing. So again, those 5 stages just to run for you. 1, creating an 2, creating income, 3, creating abundance, 4, creating freedom, and 5, creating a legacy. And who doesn't want to create a legacy, right? And speaking of legacies, the young lady that we have on today is a fantastic example of that. She is the owner of Insurance Solutions. She is an author. We're going to talk a little bit about her book today, Soul Beneficiary. She's just really I guess you could say, a serial entrepreneur. She has her own perfume line. She's got a bag line. She's also an artist. She has her own paintings out there. So superstar guest. I want to bring her on. You guys know her. Her name is Jessi Park. Let's get her on stream. What is happening, Miss Jessi? How are you?
Hi, good morning, Tony. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. We kicked off the show with some technical difficulties.
I saw that.
I think some people foul language on there a little bit for a second. So, but we're all good now. We got it connected. I'm obviously in the hotel here running on hotel Wi-Fi, but it looks like it's popping pretty good. I think we're all right. So, but are you in Georgia right now? Because I know you'd mentioned earlier to me that you're in the process of moving.
I am in the process of moving. No, I'm still in Orlando. I'm here for about another month. But the process of moving a 6,000 square foot building and a 3,500 square foot home is daunting. So it's taking, we pack a little bit every day. We got these like pods that we put stuff in, and then the company comes and picks up the pods and stores it and then brings us another pod. So it's a way to move without having to take out a week from your schedule. We do a little bit every day.
Yeah, I imagine. I don't like moving myself.
No.
So like I'm moving into a new office. I just bought a whole bunch of new stuff. I'm like, just move all that stuff in there.
I saw that.
So it's nice. We're excited about it.
Yeah, it looks really, really amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you have a lot going on. I mean, I know you've authored a book, which we're going to talk about a little bit, but you have some new projects going on outside of insurance that are pretty interesting. One, you have this executive travel bag, and then you also have a perfume line. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of curious, what spurred you to do some different stuff like that?
Yeah. So it's funny that of all guests that you bring on, that your topic in the beginning is, creating wealth, creating abundance, and doing all that. And I would say I'm probably in the 4th stage right now, kind of 5th stage. And so my insurance business runs like a like a nice piece of watch gear, right? I have Stacy, I have Jorian, we have onboarding, we have agents, we have trainings. Like, it's just, I'm of course very much involved in it. That's my main thing. That's what I do every day. I still train my agents. I haven't stepped away from it by any means whatsoever, but it is running in a sense where I don't have to do the daily grind anymore of like dialing and talking to clients and doing all of that. So I have more free time, and I'm a by brain person. I'm very creative. I was an artist in another lifetime earlier in my life. And whenever I do insurance and everything, I can run a business just fine. But the creative side of me kind of starves a little bit. And so now that I'm in the stage where I have consistent residual income, everything is paid off. I live a debt-free life, and I wanted to venture into something I've always loved, which is fashion and perfume, and I have the money to do it. So that's what I did.
So when you're creating a perfume, you just hire a bunch of people that understand chemicals and smells, or did you kind of pick out certain fragrances that you like? You're like, I'd really like to model something like this. Can y'all create that for me?
That's a really good question. So I actually did everything myself. So that's why it took 1.5 years to develop, because I was researching everything myself. So I got the bottles. The bottle and minimum order quantity was 10,000 units. So I imported the bottles. The lids I had custom designed. And then I started working on the actual fragrance notes. So I worked with a fragrance house. You could just Google them. There's all kinds. And you get in touch with somebody there, and you put down a deposit, and then they start formulating a fragrance for you. and then they send you a couple variations of that particular fragrance that you're looking for. Like if you tell them you want vanilla and marshmallow and pumpkin, they come up with a couple, they send it to you, then you test them out and you tell them, you know what, I really want this one to have hydrangea or jasmine or whatever. And so that's what takes so long because they send it to you, you test it out, you tell them the results, they reformulate it, they send it to you. So my very first fragrance, Charmante, that's a house original, took 26 revisions. And so that's why, yeah, that's why it takes so long. And that's why coming up with a fragrance takes so long. So I ended up adding very popular dupes. Do you know what a dupe is?
I'm guessing it's like another fragrance.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's similar to this one, but this is our version of it.
Exactly. So you bought King Charles, which is actually a dupe.
Yes, which I love.
Yeah, I bet you get a lot of compliments on that.
So I get enough.
Yeah, it's a dupe of Creed's Green Irish Tweed. And so Creed is each bottle of theirs is about $400. And so you can get the exact same fragrance for $49, just not by buying the name brand. So I have dupes and originals, and that's that business model. It's working very well. I've been launched now since November 3rd. So what is that? Almost three months, right?
Going on 3 months.
Yep. I've already sold all across the world.
Wow. Amazing. Good for you, man. Congratulations. Now, what's going on with the bag thing too? Like you have this whole bag. I've seen people call you the bag lady.
I know,
like
right?
You have this beautiful thing called Execulux. What's going on there?
So Execulux was a passion project because last year I was traveling with you guys a lot. Yeah. And I noticed that women did not have an option to really have like a briefcase. And if we did, it was like a carry-on type of looking, very boxy. It was not cute, right? And so I designed and patented, just trademarked a bag system where the trolley comes apart and comes off. So you can use it as a designer purse, or you can carry it around like a briefcase. And so it has been a massive hit. It is like, at first I was like, I felt dumb because I had an idea and I was like, no one's going to buy that. Like, what am I doing launching a bag? Who am I to launch this like very high ticket bag? Like I didn't go to fashion school or any of that. But it's the concept that's unique. And so it's like yesterday I sold 3, and 3, not just 3 bags, but 3 whole sets, which includes all the matching accessories. And it's just incredible because, you know, at first when not only did I have self-doubt, which is called imposter syndrome, and we all have it. I don't know if you have it, but I have it. And, you know, I think it's amplified. I feel like the negative comments that people make amplify your own imposter syndrome voice. Like whenever I first started coming out with the bags, I literally had someone come up to me and tell me that they would never buy a bag from me because they don't know me as a designer. And I was like, number one, I was like, wow, that was rude. And then number 2, like I really took it to heart because I was like, damn, what am I doing? Like maybe she's right. Like, I should probably scratch this whole thing, but I was too far invested. So I just kept going. Right. And then I'm so glad I did though, because like validation, I'm getting validated from my idea at once. I felt so insecure about, and now like it's taking off, and I haven't sold one internationally yet, but I know it's gonna come.
It's just a matter of time. Yeah, just a matter of time. Well, man, that is all fantastic stuff. And then obviously you've authored this book, Soul Beneficiary, which we're going to talk a little bit about it today. We're going to pull some training lessons out of that. How is the book going so far, you feel?
Oh, it's good. I checked the sales and everything, and I've sold over 2,000. And so I launched it about a year ago, last January, actually, January 20th. And I've sold over 2,000, which I think is pretty good for an insurance book. It talks about insurance sales and, you know, how I got my start and what I did and how I went from 6 figures to 7 figures pretty quickly. And, you know, it tells all the secrets. I don't hide anything. I just feel like it's not the way to teach. I don't care if someone uses my script, like use it, make money, build a life for yourself. And so it's all in my book, and it's done extremely well. And I get I run across people all the time on these like insurance podcasts and everything. And they're in the comments. They're like, I got your book. I read your book. And then it's pretty cool. I came out with a workbook as well, that it's a companion for the book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I mean, it's been a game changer. It's been a game changer because it's really just taking everything that you did to make your business and grow yourself, and my personal development and my shortcomings and where I'm vulnerable, put it in a book and talk about it. And just like, I just talk like it's not like one of those very stoic, hard to read, you know, big words. You know, it's just to keep it simple, and this is how you do it.
Right on. Well, I am excited to hear. We're going to jump into the $1 million script formula. Is that correct?
It is.
And so, I know you got some. All right. So I know you got some slides to share. I'm going to pull these up.
Sure.
And then I'm going to let you drive from there. And I want you to lay it out for them. Show them what's up.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. All right, guys. So before I get started on the script and I tell you what to say and how to say it, I actually want to preface this with saying that I came into insurance in 2017, the very beginning of 2017. I actually got my license in late 2016, but I stumbled. I didn't sell anything. I was with a captive agency. I was horrible. But over time, I came up with a method that works really well. And so my script that I use is for phone sales, and that's all I've ever done. I've done a ride along with a life insurance agent to sit in someone's home, and that it was just, that's not for me. Right. So this script is over the phone. That's all I've done. I wrote $1 million in business in 8 months on my own pen. And, you know, this is just, it's a way to talk to people, and it breaks it down into 6 steps of talking to people. And it's a lot of how you also use your intonation. So it's not just what you say, but how you say it. And so we're going to go over that right now. So whenever you first get someone on the phone, right, you're going to have a lead, right? So you call the lead, and if the person answers the phone and the lead says John and a male answers the phone, you're going to assume that's John. So, hey, John, right? And you notice how my voice just goes up, right? I'm assuming it's him. I'm happy. I'm excited to talk to him. Most likely he's going to be caught off guard. He's going to say, yeah, who's this? Right? And you say, this is Jessi. I say from Inspired Insurance Solutions. You guys can say wherever you're from. I was calling regarding the inquiry you made online regarding your health insurance, life insurance, Medicare, whatever it is, right? I know Medicare has certain things that you have to follow, but then you want to ask an open-ended question, right? So mine is this for you or you and your family? You don't want to ask closed-ended questions like, do you still need this? Yes or no, right? You want to ask open-ended question. So that's the opener, and that's getting straight to the point. You only have about 4 to 7 seconds to get someone's attention on the phone. So once you have them and they answer the open-ended question, then you're going to qualify yourself. So again, you can do whatever it is that you want. I specialized in the beginning as health insurance under 65. This one says Medicare market. You guys can make this script whatever you want. So perfect. I'm a health advisor, and I specialize in helping my clients navigate the Medicare market. I take pride in helping my clients find plans that fit their needs and budget. I just need to ask you a couple questions so I can see which direction to take this. Okay, that's what this script says, but I didn't do Medicare. So mine said, all right, perfect. So just to let you know, I'm a broker in your area. I've accessed over 200 plans, and I specialize in helping my clients find the best plan that fits their needs and their budget. I just need to ask you a couple questions so I know which direction to take this, okay? A lot of the times I end my sentence with, okay, because our automatic cultural, what we do when someone says that, I think it stems from being a kid, right? Our automatic thing is to nod our head yes and say okay, right? And then sometimes I'll do that and I'll say okay, and they'll say okay, wait, right? It's like I tricked them, but that's what I do. And then you want to have an intake form. Your intake form will be specified to whatever it is that you do, right? So most of the intake forms that I've seen across all platforms of insurance, it's our underwriting questions. So whatever it is that you need to know to go and do a quote, that's what you need to ask, right? But remember, they're not at the doctor's appointment, and you're not an intake nurse asking them questions and it's a check mark yes or no type thing. Remember, this is still someone you met about 1 minute ago. Okay. So you're not going to go straight into all of this like you are checking a box. You're going to make it conversational. So, okay, do you smoke? No? Oh, okay, good for you. Awesome. And if it's yes, say, okay. And when's the last time you had a cigarette? You're talking about cigarettes, right? Right. And then just make jokes of it. I hate, and then you want to say, I'll get to that part in a second, but you'll want to say, okay, and do you take any medications? Okay, and what's that for? So you're being very calming, non-judgmental, right? You want to make it to where they can tell you anything. Okay. All right. And how long have you been on that? Awesome. All right. And I hate to ask this of you. I'm being so rude right now, but what is your height and weight? All right. Awesome. Okay. And if they're like fit or something, if they're like a weight, like one time I had a guy that was 220 and like 6'4". I was like, you don't go to the gym, do you? Right. So like you can like say stuff like that to make it conversational. And then you want to just everything that you need for your underwriting, you want to make sure you ask it in just a very conversational way. So for me, whenever I do ACA and it's open enrollment, I ask their household income. And so I say, okay, and what's your projected household income for 2023 or whatever year it is that you're doing? And then they're going to say, so some people you would not believe don't know how much they make, right? So you have to help them, walk them through it, calculate it, right? You're being there for them as a human. And that's one of the things that I feel I actually posted on my Instagram this morning that I feel like people like I've seen certain trainers, they make insurance sales so hard for no reason. It doesn't have to be a robotic type of interchange between you and the person on the phone. Really, the best thing that you can do is make them like, know, and trust you. And in order to do that, you have to be conversational and ask questions and be a pleasure to talk to, right? So you have to keep a smile on your face because it does show through over the phone. No one wants to talk to Eeyore on the other side of the phone and answer questions for Eeyore. So, make sure you keep your tone upbeat and exciting and, keep the conversation going. The next part is budgeting. This is huge, especially if you build bundles for people. Like for me, whenever I do my good, better, best presentation with the products that I have, I'll pick a base plan. I'll pick riders to fill the gaps. I'll pick dental, vision, critical illness, accident, and life insurance, right? I do a whole big presentation bundle for them. So it's important that you get the budget. So I say this. All right, so last question, I'm sure you're aware, but there are many different products available. Depending on the way I build this plan for you, it could range in price drastically. What's a budget that you feel comfortable spending each month on your health insurance, life insurance, final expense, Medicare supplement, right? Whatever it is you're talking about, your health insurance, whatever it is whenever you want to ask them what kind of budget they have, because I've many times, right, whenever I was just starting, I would get someone to talk to me and I was so excited. I'd get off the phone, I'd go build their plan, and I'd call them back. And I thought I did great because I found a private insurance plan for $400 for the family. And the ACA was $1,400, right? So I felt great. I was saving them money. But in their mind, somehow maybe their friend who gets a subsidy and they don't know they get a subsidy, maybe they get $20 a month for their insurance, right? And so I thought I did great coming back and presenting $400 worth of products. And then they're like so disappointed because they wanted something for $20. So you don't waste your time. It's very important to get the budgeting. And then you want to reassure them. You want to give them an option and make them feel like they're in control. So I say something like this. Well, this is what I tell new agents to say. Now I don't get off the phone and go research. I stay on the phone with them and research while they're on the phone, right? But I say, perfect. So what I'm going to do now is go shopping, comparison shopping for you and show you some different plans that would work for your situation. But John, I'm going to need for you to be able to do me a favor. He's going to say, what's that? And you're going to say, I need for you to be able to tell me that you don't like something. You see, I'm going to go out there and try my best to build you something to fit everything that you told me you want. But if it comes back and it's too pricey or it's not what you're looking for, please let me know and I'll go back to the drawing board. Okay? What that's going to do to your client is make them feel at ease. They're not going to feel like you're going to call them back and push something down their throat, right? You're an actual consultant and you're helping them pick something. And it also gives them the concept that they are in control and they're building the plan, right? Even though you're presenting them some options within a certain construct, they can manipulate those plans and pick out what they like and don't like. Therefore, they're in control, right? And as a broker, and I don't know what everyone on this call does, but for me as a broker, no matter what they choose, I get paid on it all. So I don't really have a vested reason to push one down their throat. There are certain plans that we get paid more on. But for me, I'm all about doing what's right for my client because I know that they're going to send me referrals and everything. So you want to make sure you reassure them, especially if you still need time to go do research without them on the phone. You want to make sure that when you call them back, they actually pick up. Okay. So you don't want to give them the ick so they don't pick up again, right? You want to make sure that they're comfortable and that they know that they're in control, right? And so between the comfort close and the reassurance is how I present the plans. For me, I use a good, better, best approach. Good, better, best. That's actually the subtitle of my book. It's Sole Beneficiary, the Good, Better, Best Guide to Success in Selling Insurance. And I model it after shopping for a car. I don't know how many of you guys have ever went to go look for a car, but the car salesman shows you like the best, most decked out car with all the options. It has like the cool tires and the sunroof and the heated seats and the turbo and the leather color you want. Like everything looks amazing. And then it's over your budget, right? So you're like, no, let me be reasonable. And he takes you to a car that's more in line with your budget. And you're like, oh man, I really want that other car. And so that's kind of the concept for good, better, best, right? I show them the very best plan first, fully loaded with everything that they have access to, right? So it's critical illness, it's life insurance, it's child riders, it's all this stuff to show them what insurance is available, because most people don't even know all the types of insurances that are out there. So I build a plan that's completely comprehensive, works together smoothly, and I present it to them. And then if they don't like something, remember, they're in control. If they don't like something, I pull it out and I say, oh yeah, that's fine. Did you not want the dental or vision? Oh, you do want that? Okay. Well, I could raise the deductible for you. If I do that, I'd save you tell them the savings, right? And you keep manipulating the plan and removing things until they find the sweet spot, right? So that's the best, the better, and the good. And so remember, whichever plan that they choose, it's still within your portfolio. All you did was just raise this or lower this or remove this. Okay. So once we get to the part where they're comfortable, they have a plan picked out, we are good to go. They've e-signed the paperwork. I've gotten their payment information. Then I do the comfort close. Okay. So I say, all right, John, so before I get off the phone with you, I wanted you to do something for me. I want you to take down this number and save it to your phone. I want you to feel comfortable to call or text me anytime. I'm here for you if you need help with anything. I plan to be your agent until you reach age 65 and need Medicare. Okay. Say whatever you want there. And then, right. All right. Thank you, John. Have a great week. And call me if you need anything. Hang up the phone. Right. And then you're not done. You're going to text him. Hey, John, it was great talking to you. This is Jessi Park, your insurance agent. I just wanted you to have my number in case anything happens. Have a great week. Right. He's not going to save the number. Barely ever. How many of you guys talk to people through text that you don't even have their number saved? I do it all the time. And then I'm like, who was I talking? It was, I needed a roofer, right? So I hired this roofer. He came out, he did work. He forgot to do this back little part of my house, right? So when the inspection came back, that part wasn't done. So, but I didn't save the number because it was like a roofer. I was probably never going to talk to them again. So I was like, who did I hire? So I went to my phone and I searched the keyword roof, and there he was, right? I didn't even save his number, and there he was. So that's going to happen to John. John is going to be at a barbecue with a bunch of his friends. his wife, his kids, they're all going to be talking about how expensive insurance is. And John's going to take out his phone and he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to give you the number to Jessi because she helped me, our family, save $1,000 a month. Oh man, I didn't save her number. Hold on. Maybe let me type the word insurance. And there you go. So that is how I do my phone sales. And that's my full script. It's all the parts of my script. In my book, I go into further detail about, if you want to pre-bundle or post-bundle, supersize or upsell, that's completely up to you, how you want to do that part. I teach it all in my book and on my online course.
Yes, you do. And you do a fantastic job of it. I've had the pleasure of seeing you teach different sections of your book from time to time. And I've read through your book. I haven't read the whole thing cover to cover. I've read sections of it here and there. Love how it's laid out in total. And certainly we appreciate you sharing that with us. I want to give a few moments if we have anybody have some questions that they might want to pop in for the lovely Jessi Park. But I'm just kind of curious. I mean, you're moving up here to Georgia. You got all this. What's the purpose of moving to Georgia? Just change the scenery? Or you got a new office up there? Are you expanding? Is there another business that you're taking over? Some kind of empire?
No, remember I told you I'm in phase 4. So
yes.
Yeah. So I've since the last 2 years, it's always been remote, but I had an office. I'm actually in my office in Orlando, and I would find more and more that people just stopped coming to the office. COVID, I don't know what have you. They just wanted to work from home, and they all built these home offices. And I had this big old office, and I'm like, you know what? What if I sell the office in my home in Florida and I move to where I always wanted to live, which is like mountainside, and go hiking and like swim in waterfalls and raise chickens. And I'm not retiring by any means. I'm just getting a lifestyle that more suits me. I want to focus this year on my mental health and my health, like my general health, my physical health. And just I work a lot. I always have maybe 80 hours a week, and I want to trim it down to maybe work 60 hours a week and go hiking more. Yeah.
All right. She's buying back freedom by only working 60 hours a week. Man. Well, listen, we are going to make sure that we have a link to your book in the comments of this video. Guys, if you haven't seen it, get yourself a copy. It's called Soul Beneficiary. It's an outstanding book. It goes through Jessi's journey, right, as she kind of grew her business and how she became an agent and grew the whole thing. And then she goes through all of her methods. And I can tell you, I've heard them. I've read it. It's outstanding, and you should definitely get you a copy. So doesn't look like we have any questions coming in, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Jessi, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend with us here. And if there's anything we can ever do for you, just give us a holler. Oh, wait, we have one question that just popped in. Somebody's asking.
What part of Georgia?
Get this one out of the way. What part of Georgia have you moved into?
Oh, that's cool. You can just like click on it like that. I'm moving to the Alpharetta area.
Alpharetta. All right. Well, if you're in the Alpharetta area, maybe give Jessi a holler, look her up as she gets settled in, and maybe she'll take you out for some coffee and teach you how to be a beneficiary of your own soul. I don't know. Yeah. But man, thank you again for coming out. Guys, we are always here every Tuesday with lovely people like this. We will see you next Tuesday. I don't have my calendar in front of me, so I can't remember who I've got, but I guarantee you we've got some great guests coming up. So Jessi, thank you again, guys. We'll see y'all again on next Tuesday training.
Bye. Thank you, Tony. Bye, Joe Camper. Talk to you guys soon.